Hello, everyone. Mike Arnold's here, co-founder, Pat Trading Partners, along with Bob Iacchino. How is everyone doing? Probably going to be lighter viewership today, the Sunday before Memorial Day today. It's going to be a shortened session, too. I'm just going to go over some futures markets. I'll run another live stream tomorrow. If we want to look at some stocks going into this week. But welcome to everybody here who is watching this either live or on recording, because you're probably doing something on a Sunday afternoon, unlike me, who's running a live stream. If you are new here, please do consider subscribing, ringing that bell, and hitting the like button. Longer term subscribers, please come back, leave some comments, and like or dislike the videos. Behind me, you see the limited trading hours. Still, everything opens at 5 Central Time tonight, for the most part. So pretty much all the stuff I follow. If you're a lumber or livestock stock trader, you're SOL until Tuesday morning. So just keep that in mind. And then tomorrow, a reminder, the equity futures close at 12 Central Time, 1 Eastern Time. Cryptos, like Bitcoin futures, are open till 4 Central Time, 5 Eastern Time. FX is same as cryptos. Interest rates, like your notes and your bonds and everything, closing at noon also. And energy metals closing at 1:30 Central Time. So just wanted to remind people of that. But if you are trading the futures, there still will be trading going on. They'll be trading for the Asian European session and the morning. It pretty much until just after Europe really shuts down, then the afternoon, not much going on. By the way, we can just glance at what's coming. Again, tomorrow is Memorial Day, Monday, house price index, and a lot of stuff related to that. And then consumer confidence. That will be interesting to see where that comes, potentially market moving. That's on Tuesday. I said Monday, I didn't mean to. That's Tuesday. Wednesday, we got more mortgage stuff for housing related. Then we have ISM. So that's going to be very interesting to see if things are slowing down even more than expected. So that's potentially market moving. And then what do we have on Friday or Thursday? We have, let's see. We have your jobless claims, we have factory orders, crude stuff, and then for Friday, we have non-farm payroll Friday. So there are some things not as big this week, but there are some things, and then we have the ISM non-manufacturing PMI. So there's some potentially market moving things going on this week. Let me switch over to my other camera just to recap Friday, especially with the mega caps, really strong rally. FOMC still baking in for the 15th of June meeting, that 50 basis point hike, and we are still in negative gamma territory. So earnings this week, again, nothing tomorrow because stocks are closed. Futures are open for that limited hours like I covered, but stocks are closed. Tuesday, we do have some stuff coming up. I'll probably review this again tomorrow. Not a lot in the early because of the holiday on Monday. Not a lot for North America, but after the close, we have stuff like Salesforce, HP, and then I know some people are going to be watching GameStop on Wednesday. So nothing major before the open. What else do we have? And not a lot. I mean, we've done a fair amount trading Hormel in the past, but nothing going on right now. Definitely going to check out Lululemon, and Friday's a very boring day for that. Hey, Andrew, you are welcome. Thank you for being here. Thank you for spending some time with me. Just want to recap what happened. We had that huge day. So we, again, closing into the next double zone, so we should have continued higher prices. Does that mean every day has to be higher? No. We're now up, 3 days in a row. I might watch for a slight pullback tonight because that's when, on these kind of things, when I like to watch for entries either tonight or tomorrow, especially with the holiday. Pushing higher, 41.8975, which is the 50. EMA. So that's going to be a very critical target. So you see the exponential moving average in green in this first double target. Then the next target area, let me take off this significant level for right now. Next target area is about 42.3725, then 42.8450. We got cycles on the daily getting to the top, but not yet rolling over. Weekly, this is where it gets interesting. Tapping the weekly rotation zone and pausing. You can complete this double, getting to the other side of the weekly rotation zone, and weekly cycles still turning up. So this is where weekly cycles are still strong, daily at the top. So could we get a little pullback and then another push higher? That could very well happen when you have these mixed signals. Could we just keep pushing higher without rolling over to daily? Yeah, that's the other thing. So that's why I'm watching for a pullback. But I'm not counting on a major pullback yet. Getting into overbought condition, but that can stay overbought for a while. Just starting to enter that area. But with triggering this double, watching for continued price action. Is there any topping patterns? No, not at this point. So that's why I'm going to be closely watching the overnight price action. What has to shift anything back to bearish mode? We need a close below 39.4275. So that's a fair distance off. All right, there's our S&P, NASDAQ, also triggering. Remember, we completed this other double pattern, and now we've completed the bigger double pattern. And this is still the right-hand side of the double. Even though it looks like a triple, when all the analysis I've done, this can be considered still one side of it. All right, so your targets on the NASDAQ, I'm specifically watching 13,000, about 48, 46, right in front of the 50. Cycles on here also getting up to the top but not rolling over yet. You see that right here. And on the weekly, see cycles also turning up, and we're just not even to the weekly rotation zone. So could we have a little more run up here and then a pause? Yeah, and even if you complete this double pattern, it doesn't even take it to the other side of the weekly rotation zone. And I'm really focused on the first and second targets on this. Why? Because we're right in front of a major breakdown zone. So about 13,046, 13,272, 13,499. So that's where it sits the upside. What takes it back to bearish mode? It would need to be a close below, let me see here, about 12,005. So that's where that sits. Not yet in overbought conditions, but getting close. Dow, no double pattern on this. This was too far. These lows were too far separated. So that makes it with the Dow. Really, the next target area is up at about 33,974. Now, what's interesting is ahead of that, we're in this between, I should have recapped that on the other ones too. We're in between the 50 and the 62.5 where there is a potential rollover zone. It's right against the 50. If we did get a close above the 62.5, then it statistically favors a return to about 34.8, and you have right in front of that the 200-day. So please keep that in mind. The key pullback area for the Dow to turn it back to bearish mode is 31,580 something. 31, where is it? 31, about 589. So flipping back real quick, just to recap some of the S&P. So you see these purple lines, the 50 to 62.5, where we watch for a rollover, is still within the second and third targets of the double. So do keep that in mind. You can easily come to this major rollover zone, complete the patterns, and then have the next rollover move. And for the NASDAQ, you see the key level. Let me pull off. We got a couple too many here. Let me just go here. 50 to 62.5. So that if you completed the third target on the double. Russell also triggered this double. So next targets are 1913. Then the real one I'm focusing on is about 1948 on a continued move up there. What triggers the bearish downturn in the Dow? In the Russell. I have to flip the harmonics around. The level is right around 1770. The DAX futures closed above the 62.5, so that now favors a return to 14,725. So that's what I'll be watching for. Pull back now with the separating rotation zone. The key supports now coming in about 14,234 and then back at about 14,100. Crude also moving up. We're expecting at least tag this upper end of this channel, and I'm watching for them to close above about 116.40 because then it statistically favors a return to the 125 area. Almost 126. Now, that wouldn't be direct. I'd watch for some waves, but it is making these higher lows, starting to push through to higher highs. Really going to watch over the next couple of days to see if we can eke out above the high from the 17th of May and then push upwards around this 118.48 level. Key support now coming back at about 111.60. And then the next support level below that is coming in about 109. So there's plenty of support even on pullbacks. It'd have to drop a fair amount. It'd have to drop all the way back to about 101.35 on a closing basis before getting bearish. Gold, we do have a potential. We had a big gap up. We do have a potential double top. So I'm going to keep an eye on that, but I'd watch that gap fill first. The only way I can get, again, short-term bearish is if we do trigger that potential double top. But even with a gap fill, that doesn't have to trigger the double top. So I'm keeping an eye on this. Next major area is 1885 with the 200 and the harmonic, and then 1895. Those are the two upside targets. Silver spiking off the harmonic right here at 2253 and pulling back a bit. Right now, the key area, we're in a long-term sell with this, just that triggered on the weekly. I'm still bullish, but I was patient building a position back again and won't tip back to really bearish mode unless we get a close below 21.26. Again, the futures can, since they are cash settled, and the bullion, the physical did not move that much with this big futures downdraft. So there's some games that get played in the gold and silver futures. That's why they're a little challenging at times, but still looking to rebuild and establish a stronger core position lower down here. Notes, we've triggered that inverse head and shoulders, getting that pause off the 50. I'm now watching for that break above there, tagging the 121.07.5. Then moving up to about 121.31, then 122.25. So pullbacks are still, from our perspective, to be bought in bullish. And even if you get a pullback all the way to 119.25, it's just getting to the bottom of the first cross separation of the rotation zone. And we got the close into the weekly rotation zone, so we could easily complete this pattern without even tagging the other side of the weekly rotation zone. Dollar index, pausing right at the 50, still expecting a possible little push lower, 101.29, and then about the 101.06. We do have a little potential double right here. So that's what I'll be watching for the upside. That would change things. I need to close above 102.47, then 102.87, 103.09, and 103.28. The VIX, watching to see how it reacts at this 24.90 to 25. If we do break down below, then I'm watching for a reconnection with some of these lower harmonics and the 200, right around 22 to 22.69. So that's where it sits right now, just peeking in on the cryptos. Tried to get that dip down, but holding up at this support shelf. So if we start getting closed below about 28.287, I start getting minor bearish, and a close below 27.618, I watch for a retest of this most recent low area and a breakdown. Has not been able to get much traction at all, and it's worked off the oversold condition, a little bounce, but then just a sideways move. What would it need to get short-term bullish? A close back above about 30,630. Ethereum has come down, tested this low area, and now it does have a potential double bottom. So that would need the close back above 2164.17. Then the targets that would be 2397, 2503, 2617. To the bearish side, the next major targets, if we don't trigger this double and break down below about this 1700 area, the next major targets is back down to about 1465. So do keep that in mind. With that, I am going to wrap this up. Thank you for joining the live stream. I see there's a bunch of people watching. Not as many people commenting today, but it is the day before Memorial Day, a quieter weekend, and I hope people are spending time with family and loved ones and enjoying a wonderful kickoff to the summer season. Please come back, leave me some comments. If this information is helpful, please do consider subscribing and ringing that bell and hitting the like button to help support the channel and keep our information getting out to more and more people. Just trying to be here for as many people as possible, especially with these difficult trading conditions. So, Anissa, thank you very much for being here. Welcome to the channel. I really appreciate that. Speculatus, you are very welcome. Again, thank you for putting in the comments. Some people have watched this live. At least thanks for the thanks. Everybody have a wonderful rest of your day, rest of your evening, no matter where you're tuning in from. I will be on at some point tomorrow. That's why it's important that you ring the bell. It will, unless something major happens overnight, it will probably just be tomorrow afternoon Central Time when I'm normally on to do anything for the stocks. Yes, Monday is going to be boring, but you know, I'm still watching the futures market. That's why. That's why I'm here, because there's still plenty of potential futures trading to position ourselves for the rest of the week when the stocks resume trading on Tuesday morning. With that, I will talk to everyone later. Thank you again for tuning in. Bye for now.